All right, Virgo. Virgo, you got number 40, dandelions. So, Virgo, I feel like you've been working hard. You've been working hard and working diligent, and you feel like your work is getting you nowhere. And you're questioning whether or not it's even worth it. And I would say it's worth evaluating here. It's worth looking at here. I can't give you a yes, it's worth it or no, it's not, because for each individual Virgo, it's going to be different. You're going to have to look at whether you have the time and the space to do it. Would taking the time and the space bring you peace? How can you move forward more joyfully, more peacefully? How can you be peaceful and calm with the decision? Like the decision that is right for you is the decision that brings your heart peace. So really evaluate what you can do to move forward to make your heart at peace with the realities of the situation. And I say realities because I feel like there's multiple things here to consider. Which, Virgo, you have the mind to be able to analyze this, to be able to organize this, and to be able to consider this. But I really do think that you need to take a step back. You need to reevaluate. And you need to evaluate based off your heart and what would feel good to your heart. And it could be as simple perspective change, just as simple as saying, no, I'm going to keep moving forward. I just don't care if it gets anywhere. And your heart's like, yeah, that sounds good. I'd rather move forward than care about if it's going to get anywhere. Or you could be like, I care if it's going to get anywhere. If I'm going to do all this work and it's not going to get anywhere, then I don't want to do it. Well, then you listen to the heart and you're like, okay, then we're not going to do it. You know, like you got to listen to the heart here. There's a heart conversation that is needed. And analyze the situation, not just like that. Also consider, well, if I got there, am I going to be happy with how I had to handle my relationships? Am I going to be okay with how I had to handle my home and family? Am I going to be okay with how I had to handle my work and career? Am I going to be okay with how I had to handle my education? How I had to handle my hobbies? You know, like really look how, because you Virgos, you know that this aspect, it affects every part of your life. So how can you analyze it to understand how your heart would feel about whether or not you move forward or not with every aspect of your life? You know, yeah, your heart might be like, no, we care about the results. Or your heart could be like, we don't care about the results, so we're going to move forward. But what does moving forward mean? That means a loss of relationship and friendship and a messy home. So maybe the heart's like, no, I really want relationship. I really want friendship. I don't want to live if I don't have relationship and friendship. And I really don't want to live in a messy home. Well, then maybe, you know, so there's evaluation here that needs to happen. So I would encourage you this week to, if you feel a pause and a reason to step back, to go ahead and use that time to journal and analyze and find the perspective shift that calms the heart. And I would advise no pushing through this week. It feels like if you choose, the Virgos that would choose, instead of taking the pause and reevaluating, they feel the need for the pause, but they tell themselves, no, I have to keep going. It leads to crash. Take it if it resonates, Virgo. Leave it if it doesn't. Really use your discernment with this message, Virgo. There's a lot of feeling in there for me, so it's not quite certainty. It was more like a feeling through. So take it if it resonates. But that is the message I have for you this week. I do hope that it helps you, some of you out there. So thank you so much. And as always, be in grace.